Well, it's time for another Rogers Capital market commentary where we attempt to be the antidote to water cooler wisdom. After a nice rebound in March, April was a gut punch. That leaves us with 2022 of a January -5 and then a February -3, a little rebound in March of +3, and now an April of -8. So here we've begun the year. Our 2022 is rounding up so far as a down 13.9% from the highs, which was basically the very end of December of last year. Well, I've got some good news for you and some bad news for you. Let's start with the bad. This was one of the worst starts to a year ever for both stocks and, interestingly, bonds as well. We've talked about some of these factors repeatedly, but inflation and a slowing economy, actually initial estimates suggest maybe a 1.9% negative GDP in the first quarter, but a Fed hiking rates, higher yields, geopolitical drama, all of these things hurting stocks and bonds. Another bit of bad news, midterm years, as we've talked in videos past, don't usually see stocks hit their ultimate lows for the year until late summer. Now, most midterm years don't have all the drama that we've had so far this year, but is something to watch. We'll have to see. How about some good news? Earnings season has been quite strong. In fact, except for some slip-ups in some of the big tech names, been very strong for earnings. Corporate balance sheets are healthy. The consumer is strong. In fact, cited by the Fed as a reason that they can be more aggressive in raising rates. All of these things suggesting there won't be a recession in 2022. Now, additionally, sentiment is near historical levels of pessimism. And you may say, what's good about that? It's actually a contrarian thing. Usually when pessimism is these levels, markets tend to rebound and do well. So a contrarian sign, but another positive. And then lastly, another positive, should inflation peak soon, and by the way, we're beginning to see signs of that, this could be a major driver for equity returns later this year, the genesis of a nice rebound. Now that's May. Calendar has turned. We're in the month of May. It means it's time for us to kind of revisit our annual, I guess, old adage you may have heard, sell in May and go away. If you haven't heard that yet, you may see it on the internet or in your email box, on TV. But the wisdom is that you can't make money in the summer months anyway. That the Wall Streeters sell out in May and then they go to the Hamptons for the summer. And so you're not going to make any money anyway. The market always stinks in the summer. So you should just sell and then sit on the sidelines and then come back in the fall. Historically, these 6 months, May through October, have been the worst 6-month time frame throughout the year. S&P index has only averaged 1.8% during these 6 months, especially when you take a look at that in comparison to the best 6 months, which are November through April, which historically are up about 7.1%. But here's the catch. The worst 6 months have been higher you've made money in 9 of the last 10 years. And when you couple that with some of the things we've mentioned already, extreme negative sentiment, our contrarian indicator, the healthy earnings, the healthy consumer, healthy corporate balance sheets, well, we may have some strength, or it could signal a rebound, likely. And by the way, this sell in May, go away didn't work too well for you last year. In 2021, had you done that, you'd have missed out on about 8.1% summer. Now, that said, this is one of the worst starts ever for stocks. S&P down 13.9. Another catch for you, though. Since 1980, the average yearly correction, so a correction in the 12-month span, is 14%. You may remember us discussing that in previous months, previous videos. So if we're down 13.9 and the average correction, when we see one on an annual basis, is 14, that tells you this is about what's supposed to happen. And incredibly, in 12 of the last 21 times the S&P 500 is corrected at least double digits, it's managed to claw its way back and finish the year in the green. 12 out of 21 times. This has been a rough start for the year in 2022, but it's nothing we haven't discussed, and historically normal. Does that mean a May rebound is in the offing? Keep your fingers crossed. We'll see you next time.